Hello guys, it's your fellow investor here with another video. In this video I'm going to be talking about Healthier Choices Management Corp with ticker symbol HCMC. I'm going to be talking about latest news, SEC filings, what is happening with the amount of stocks, and what do people think about it, and why is there possible sell-off happening for the past days. This company is being traded on the OTC markets. Therefore, if you don't have a broker who supports OTC market or just some OTCs, you won't be able to get it. Some brokers who I know they offer OTCs are Charles Schwab, TD Ameritrade, Fidelity, Interactive Brokers, and E-Trade. I know Trading 212 offers some. Healthier Choices Management Corp is within that small amount of OTCs. I don't know the rules there, and I believe Interactive Brokers as well offers OTCs which don't have super small market cap, and I think above $100 million market cap is a good amount. But before we begin, I'd like to ask you if you could click on that beautiful red subscribe button. Still 85% of people watching aren't subscribed, and they might be missing out on some fresh information which they could put in good use. As well as smashing that like button helps me out tremendously, and it is absolutely for free. With that being said, let's get into this company. As we can see today after the market open, it is down a lot, and for past 5 days, it's absolute bloodbath. If we look, over 67% down for past 5 days, and I believe for past 10 days, it's even more. The reason is quite simple, that people expected that the company would do tremendously well after the 26th of February, plus most of the penny stocks have been on a little bit of sell-off, so therefore I think people are just selling because of fear, and they've probably stopped believing in the curve or whatever, or they just have weak hands. I don't know what other way to put it. But now to the information. Fresh information that Healthier Choices Management provides update on recent conversions of its Series C preferred stock. As per the company's previous filings, on August 16, 2018, that's a long time ago, the company entered into warrant exchange agreements with certain holders of its Series A warrants to exchange 46 million Series A warrants for 20,700 shares of its Series B convertible preferred stock. The Series A warrants acquired by the company in that exchange represented approximately 92% of the outstanding Series A warrants and would have been convertible into 460 billion shares of company common stock if exercised as of the date of the warrant exchange agreements. This exchange reduced the amount of common stock to be converted from the Series A warrants from 460 billion shares to 207 billion shares, an approximate 45% savings in dilution for the company and its common stock shareholders. As further disclosed in previous filings, on September 25, 2020, the company agreed to issue about 20,000 shares of the Series C stock pursuant to exchange agreements with holders of its Series B stock in exchange for all of the outstanding Series B stock, none of which had previously been converted to common stock. Since the issuance of 20,000 shares of Series C stock, 19,000 shares have been converted into common stock, leaving only 916 shares of Series C stock left for conversion. Approximately 95% of the Series C stock has now been converted and cancelled. In addition, since September 30th, 2020, 625 million stock options of the company have been exercised into common stock. Finally, 2,250 million shares of restricted stock has been issued pursuant to contractual agreements with the company's officers and directors. The current outstanding share count of the company's common stock as of March 2nd is 300 billion outstanding shares. So there's a lot of numbers for you, so I think it would be only right to try and explain it to you in a more human way. Before we do so, I'd like just to point out that if you'd like to, have a clearer look at this news, there is a maybe better structured way of presenting this news in their SEC filings. I'll put it in the description so you can go through it yourself, and maybe you'll get a better understanding out of it there. So if we now go to the HCMC security details, we can see they have about 260 billion outstanding unrestricted shares. That's a lot, and $510 million of market cap. And just 4 days ago, there was 165 billion outstanding unrestricted shares with $545 million market cap. Therefore we can see there's been big dilution which just happened in front of our eyes. But this is what a casual retail investor thinks when he or she sees that the amount of shares multiplied by so much, like out of the thin air. But it's actually good news. In this article on the Reddit, I'll put a link to it in the description as well, we can see it's actually good news for HCMC. In simple terms, if you had $10, its value after this press release is actually roughly $14.5, that is without it having a bull or bear effect. However, that's not how numbers work. This will still need to tick up so you get the $14.5 of the $10, but in hindsight its value really is $14.5. For those who are questioning why there are more shares, there is actually less shares. You have to understand that one share of a Series A or Series B share might be equivalent to millions of common shares. Common shares are the shares that you and me are trading with. Many of those shares, Series A, B, C, were either transferred to common stock or even better cancelled, leaving the original value of your investment higher, as the market still has to do its thing. So even if it says 300 billion shares and it used to say 100 billion, for example, that 100 billion in addition to the previous Series A, B, C could have equated to 550 billion public shares, but now less public shares. Also, there is a great news that somebody actually tweeted or contacted on Twitter or emailed the CEO, Mr. Jeffrey Holman, and he replied March 15. Well, that would be good news because that's in less than 2 weeks, so that's actually positive news as well. So overall, it's actually good news if you think about it and if you know what the numbers say, what they mean, and if you understand the news. But I would say that most of the people are not so well informed in the stock market or educated, and from the first sight or the first glance, it seems like a very bad news that there just happened massive stock dilution. It's on the contrary actually. As well as we have even more people on StockTwits, 76,500 watchers, very nice number, and it's slowly but surely increasing in its value, in its amount. So still this stock is still getting more and more popularity. Since I started recording like 15 minutes ago, there's over 250 new HCMC posts, so people here are very active. Unfortunately, events are just happening for HCMC from left and right because the HCMC Twitter account is not authorized, and HCMC actually clarified it in this article. HCMC has become aware of the creation of an unauthorized Twitter page claiming it is the official HCMC Twitter page. The company also wants to notify stockholders that it does not currently have any social media accounts, but is in the process of establishing an official Twitter page. The company will issue a press release with the name of its Twitter page when it has been established. The company encourages those interested in the company to rely solely on information included in the company's filings with the US Securities and Exchange Commission through the SEC EDGAR database, and press releases posted by the company on the OTC Markets Group website. Well, this is kind of a big fiasco for the company. I would say it's even worse news than what with the preferred stock shares, in my opinion, because this just doesn't put a good public image about the company. I would say that this is the reason why it's been falling down. And if we now try to Google their Twitter account, you cannot find it because it's been deleted. They've contacted the Twitter, it seems, and it's down. And I would say that this is the reason also why the stock is going down and down, because they've kept us investors, retail investors, waiting for so long until they solve this issue. And that it wasn't their own official Twitter account, it just doesn't make good overall picture. So in my eyes, I see this company currently as a long-term play. It's still very highly speculative from my point of view, even though I believe that they will eventually win. PM will not give up so easily. They don't want to give money for free, right? They will fight for it. So this is my thesis, and currently it's looking very rough for the company. They would really need some good news, some good movement. I'll keep on watching this company because I know many people are interested in this penny stock, and so am I. I hope they will defeat the big giant, the Goliath, because it reminds me of the David and Goliath fight, and I just hope it works out in the end very well for this company. I hope I brought you some value. If I did, definitely subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any upcoming videos, as well as smashing that like button helps me out tremendously, and both of these actions are absolutely for free. Also, let me know down in the comments below what you think about the latest news which just happened. Do you think HCMC should have acted earlier with the fake Twitter account? I'm all ears. With that being said, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in another video.